Some stories are warnings, others are invitations. These encounters leave behind more questions than answers, reminding us that reality is not as stable as we think. Tonight, we bring you 5 chilling incidents that remain unexplained. Stay until the end, but be warned, some mysteries don't want to be solved. Incident 1: The Forgotten Passenger. In 2018, a woman named Maya was on the subway late at night when a man sat beside her. He didn't speak. He didn't move. He just sat perfectly still, his hands folded, his face blank. She glanced away for a moment. When she looked back, he was gone. Not just missing. His seat was completely empty. No movement, no exit. He had vanished in seconds. Checking her phone's reflection in the window, she saw something chilling. The man was still sitting there, but now he was smiling. Incident 2: The House That Wasn't Empty. In 1993, a man named Eric moved into an old rental home in Colorado. The landlord warned him that the top floor had been sealed off after a fire decades ago. One night, as he lay in bed, he heard footsteps coming from upstairs. Slow, deliberate. Thinking it was an animal, he ignored it until he saw something strange. The dust-covered doorknob to the upstairs floor was turning. He grabbed a flashlight, yanked the door open. The room was untouched, no footprints, no sign of life. But the window? The dust had been wiped away, as if someone had been watching him from inside. Incident 3: The Call That Shouldn't Have Happened. In 2007, a man named Josh received a phone call from his best friend, Michael. Michael sounded distant. Faint static crackled over the call. "Meet me at the diner," he said. Then the call ended. Josh drove to the diner immediately. When he got there, he saw Michael's parents sitting inside. Their faces were pale. "Josh, Michael passed away this morning." His phone history showed the call had never happened. But when he replayed his voicemails that night, Michael's voice whispered, "Why didn't you come?" Incident 4: The Mirror That Knew Too Much. In 1988, a woman named Linda found an antique mirror at a flea market. The seller warned her, "Never look into it in the dark." Curious, Linda ignored the warning. That night, she turned off all the lights and stared into the glass. At first, nothing happened. Then, her reflection smiled at her. Linda wasn't smiling. Terrified, she covered the mirror. The next morning, she threw a sheet over it, but as she turned to leave the room, the mirror was uncovered again, and this time her reflection was still smiling. Incident 5: The Door That Only Appeared in Photos. In 2015, a couple was exploring an abandoned hospital when they took a few pictures of the long, empty hallways. Later, as they looked through their photos, they noticed something strange. In one of the images, a door stood at the end of the hallway. The problem? That door didn't exist. They returned the next day to check. The hallway was completely empty. No door, no sign it had ever been there. But when they took another picture, the door was back. And this time it was slightly open. Some stories fade, others demand to be remembered. Do you believe these stories are just coincidences, or something much darker? Let us know what you think, and if you want more chilling stories, be sure to like, subscribe, and join us next time, if you dare.